and floodwaters have started receding in far north Queensland as residents come to grips with the damage caused by ex-tropical cyclone Jasper. Several communities are still isolated after the storm system dumped record amounts of rainfall across the region. Today, the Defence Force is leading the evacuation of Wujal now that conditions have improved. Disaster recovery payments have also been announced for those impacted by the floods.
This is a difficult time for flood-impacted Far North Queenslanders after some of the physical aspect of damage has gone. Some of the scars will remain as well.
10 News First reporter Matthew Karstunen is in Cairns. Matthew, how bad is the damage that you've seen so far?
Yeah, good evening. Well, the widespread damage is extensive given the scale of this flooding emergency. We're here in Machen's Beach, a community north of Cairns, and we've spoken to residents with the same story all day. They have had to throw out most of their lives from their homes simply because of the flood. It came in so quickly with little warning. It's really been heartbreaking. But to put into context as well, beyond Cairns as well, is that the Far North has a lot of remote communities. You just touched upon it earlier, Wujal. It is a little, small, Indigenous community. That entire town was evacuated today and flown by the ADF to Cooktown, which is a few hours north of Cairns. But it's also important to take into context the roads as well. A lot of small communities rely on the roads and connect to Cairns as the main hub. Many of those roads have simply been washed away due to these storms. Here in Machen's Beach, just not far from where we are as well, we've actually seen a divot created about 60 metres wide that has been caused by these storms. Many residents actually not able to get over. One man actually using a surfboard and risking it all to bring over supplies. But this is still very much an evolving situation, despite the fact that the weather has cleared up, the rain has stopped, and it's actually quite warm here in the tropics.
Well, we know the army's there now. What's the scale of the recovery effort?
Very, very extensive. As we said, Wujal was just a small point of it, but we've seen reservists and army members flown up from Townsville to come to Cairns to help get everything back online. Interestingly enough as well, a lot of these communities north of Cairns still don't have power and haven't had power for about 3 days or so. We've seen throughout this town and many other towns north of Cairns, Energex crews just trying to get the power restored. It was around 14,000 yesterday. Those numbers are slowly dwindling, but it is a major effort, even just to get people back online and back on their feet. The other thing to take into account as well is that many communities, many residents here aren't insured because you don't normally expect to see such extensive flooding in these communities. It just really has come as a shock. But Far Northerners, they are banding together, they are providing supplies, raising money for these people, but it will take some weeks and months to get people back to where they were.
It's a long road ahead. Matthew, thank you for your time.